So good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to each and every one of you watching now, or maybe on a repeat. Welcome back to the Opportunity Forum. So if you're looking for opportunities and some kind of coaching and mentorship, you've arrived at the right place. So I'm joined with my brother Gabriel, all the way on the other side of the world. Yeah.
Hello.
But I've got to give a quick shout out to everyone who watched us live and also on the repeat. So in total, Gabs, I never told you this, in total it's almost 200 people who have viewed the live podcast we did last week and also on the repeat as well. So
Awesome.
Almost 200 people, so let's try and improve the numbers there. But Gabs, how have you been, Gabs? You've just been laughing.
Yeah, it was lovely. Been good. Yeah, always. What can I say? Life's great. And I think, as I would say, it's always what you make it. Yeah, can't complain. Look at life. Every time I wake up in the morning, I have the gratitude to say thank you. You know what I mean? Yeah, there you go.
Amen to that. So and I've got to probably give you guys a little insight. So this week I was thinking, what are we going to talk about? I'm not sure what we're going to talk about. So I thought we kind of covered the majority of the elements we wanted to talk about on the first podcast we did. And Gabriel said, no, we can talk about mindset. I said, there we go, mindset. Your mindset. Oh my goodness. So we're going to be talking about your mindset, but you know what? I've seen what Gabriel's going to talk about, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm so grateful that I've got Gabriel as my older brother, 1 year older.
Oh, absolutely. Still like, you know what I mean? Almost feel like twins, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Ricardo?
Ricardo, how are you? How are you? Okay, Ricardo.
I'm gonna go, guys.
Ricardo, where you going, mate? You going party?
Huh? No. That's my glasses because I was outside. Like, they wouldn't clean up.
Oh man, come on, Mike, boy.
No.
Yeah.
No party.
Love it.
All right, Ricardo. Welcome. So this second podcast, we're gonna break things down, but insofar as your mindset, and I actually had to look at the definition, really, for me to really even I knew what it is. So the Oxford dictionary it says the established set of attitudes held by someone. I thought, right, okay, it made things a lot more clearer for me. But let's just kind of take it a little bit further than that. So this gentleman here, Jim Rohn, has always said, stand guard at the doorway of your mind. And I was thinking, what does he mean by that? Now, we get a lot of information. Throughout the day, there's like random information and messages that the brain receives. And there's information that we welcome, but we're going to be careful. What kind of information are we allowing to come into our minds? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it controlled? Or is it not controlled? So, Gabs, I'm going to let you just take it away, man. Really good.
Okay. Yeah. Look, and the reason why about mindset is because we spoke last week, and then we about the why, and the why is so important, right? Because that's going to drive a lot of what you're going to what you want to do, and when you hit some obstacles, you're going to if your why is not big enough, you're trying to follow on the wayside. But the thing is, when you've got that why defined and everything like that, the next thing is your mindset. So what I mean by mindset is that there are so many things in this world to deter you and to control your mind. People don't understand that. People don't understand. Oh, what do you mean? Sometimes you don't even understand that. Listen, yes, consciously we can. We see things, we talk about things, and you say, "Oh, look, I see that, and I can see that's happening," and everything like that. But we don't know what sometimes, because we're feeding ourselves with certain things we watch and what we see, right? What is feeding your subconscious, right? What is that? And then what we're feeding our subconscious, and you don't even know that that is actually controlling, because what people don't understand is what controls your subconscious. And once it becomes fed with so much information, it moves to the conscious.
Gabs, can I just say something very, I don't want to, interrupt you.
Yeah.
But Ricardo, what is do you think is the worst? That you know that you're allowing negative information to enter your mind, or when you're unaware of the negative influences your mind is attracting? Which is worse, do you think?
I think when you are conscious about negative information and you allow to get into your mind, is worse than not knowing that there's negative information that you are allowing them to go into your mind. If you know that something is not what you want, it's not right for you, why you going to allow it? But at the same time, I think, listen to what, Gary was talking about the mind. We know so little about the mind. People underestimate the power of the mind. This mind is like a muscle. It's like a muscle. It's the muscle that nobody is willing to work on it. Everybody works on the bicep, tricep, quadricep, cardio, but the mind, no one is willing to work on it. People just don't see the value. And this is everything. Everything we go is in that. When you have a strong mindset, you can go through a brick wall, even not knowing, but it's what you want to do, and you can get a result. I mean, how many times I've seen it? How many times I've seen people that you said, my goodness, how they can do it? They're not talented, they haven't got skills, they haven't got anything running for them, but still they show up and get it done. It is like that. And again, it's so underrated and estimated for people, and not only business. I think it's just daily basics, life. I mean, it's too much to add to it. It's too much to work on it. That it fascinated. It really, really fascinating.
Yeah, and to that, I mean, I can, obviously, I remember I learned the power of the mind when I was really young, because of when I used to train, right? And I remember saying to myself, I'm gonna do my squats, right? So I remember doing the squats, and I said, right, I'm going to do 320s I'm going to aim for the 320s on each side of the barbell, 320 kilos on each side. And I remember and I'm looking at the weight, and I said, oh my God, you look at it and you go, wow, it's a lot of weight. But then you sort of have to change your mindset and say, I can do it, right? It's going to, yep. And I got that weight on my thing. It felt heavy, and I went right down with the power, and I said with the power. And that's the power of the mind. Now, if my mind just turned around and said, you know what, that's just too heavy, I'm going to do it. And then I'm actually attempt it. I'm not even going to get up. That's it. You know what I mean? As soon as that hits me, I'm right down with that weight. But how the mind, and that's so many, as you said, some people forget the muscle of the mind, the brain. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing. It's amazing what it can do. And so when I go into this here, when I say about, the mindset, it influences how you think and feel and act. And as I said, a positive mind, and the other thing is a positive mindset. And a positive mindset opens doors, opens opportunities, and negative ones, obviously, is quite the opposite. So that's the main thing. We move on to next slide. So I remember that one previously was what I ended with last week. But here I say, look at this: be the energy you want to attract, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is now all of a sudden you want to do things, or you want your, how would you say, your world that you're in, you want it to have the best experience. You want it to be positive. Now, as I said earlier, yes, we are faced with a lot of negative things. We see it all every day. And I tell you what, I just remember when there's one point where when I was younger, I used to read so many books to make me have a positive mindset, because I was such in a downward place at at that point in time, because of the way my life was going. But I said to myself, I'm not going to watch I'm not going to watch the news. I'm not going to get myself faced with all the crap that's around, any negative thing that's going around me. And when the negative things do approach me, how do I deal with that? And that's so a lot of that was based on a lot of books I used to read about positive mindset, positive mentality. And I used to always think about it as PM. I used to PMA. I used to say positive mental attitude, just as that acronym, positive mental attitude. And I used to read books. I used to do things, and how I dealt with, how I took it. Here's the amazing thing about it. It attracted many great people. I met lots of great people along the way. And that's what it is, because it's amazing, because I think the energy you attract, people see it. You may not think it, but people see it.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking around, you're feeling good, you're feeling energy, and people, you know what I mean? People who are positive, got the right mindset, can feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
I guarantee. Good point. Sorry, go ahead.
I have to chip in on that one, because people want to be around people who are alive, not dead. and there is a lot of people there that we can see that they're just breathing, just walking, but they're dead. They died too many years ago. They're just breathing. They haven't. The body is still have the function to breathe, and they can move, but there's nothing in there. And people want to be, as you said, around the energy. And sometimes you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes you don't have all the answers to what you're trying to project, but you have the energy, and
Right.
People are withdrawn to it. People love it. People want to see you vibrant. People want to see you having that. This is what I want to do, and this is what I want to do. People love people who have an idea, who have at least a vision to where they're going, and then people move into that. But when you basically don't have the energy, when you don't know what it's nothing in there, you won't attract any people, or you would attract the same people.
Yeah, you want to attract it. But the interesting thing there, Ricardo, is sometimes there are people who don't feel comfortable within themselves, see you, and don't like what they see, because
Yes.
I'm telling you, that's another thing, right? So you don't like they don't like what you see, because it's like, who do you think, someone's like, who do you think you are?
I know what you mean.
So
but
yeah, go on. Sorry.
They haven't got your same frequency.
That's right. That's right.
They don't belong to that tribe.
That's right. That's right.
They're not prepared for that. And the same thing I always say to people, sometimes you cannot share your dreams with everybody.
Yeah.
Because not everybody is prepared for your dreams or can understand your dreams.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not everybody can understand your energy. Not everybody can understand your attitude, your hunger for life. And then they get into, who does he think he is? Look at him. But it's because you're not having the same frequency as him. You are not having the same vision as him. And you need to be in that place.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. Isn't there a book? I can't remember this guy who wrote a book about people operating at different frequencies, and we attract because we vibrate at the same frequency. Those people who we attract to, and vice versa. But I can't remember what is the name of the book. I think the guy passed away a couple of years ago. Anyway, I'll research that.
You'll find it anyway. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's a book about the exactly, about the frequency. I can't remember the exact name of that book, but I've heard about it. But yeah, oh man, talking about the right frequency. I mean, and the reason why we talk about this is because when you get the right mindset, right, obviously positivity, everything like that. Everything you do in terms of, and we're not just talking about. When I talk about the wealth mindset, and when I talk about wealth, how does wealth mean? I mean, it's not just monetary means. Wealth could mean in every aspect of your life, your friends, the people you're around, the quality of everything like that, your family, all that, everything that it's just fantastic. Do you know what I mean? You know, great. You know, attract the energy is right, and that's what I'm saying when they get it. So bringing in that right positive energy and attract it with, and the mindset's right, everything around you is much better. Now we can talk about the opposite. The opposite to that is, and we know, because I'm sure we've come across that, and there's a lot of it around in this world anyway, when the negative energy is in there and it's breeding, it's everything. I don't need to tell anyone what can, you know, what that world becomes. You know what I mean? Because really truly. So having that positive mindset, you want to be on that trajectory. What you need to do is then is be there, and at the same time, a lot of things and good things will come to you. Now, this will be on top of the fact of what do you want in life. You know what I mean? What is it you want in life, and you decide what you want. You know what you want in life. You have the mindset, and then the next thing is you then have to obviously have the skills to attract this, right? And this is what happens with that mindset. You track the skill. You then develop the skills, right, for success in itself. So whatever you do in life, you want to be successful. Positive mindset, and then look at these points here, right?
Yeah, Gabs, can I ask Ricardo just a quick question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ricardo, so you know you're saying about sometimes it's good not to share your hopes and dreams with other people. But what happens if you attract someone who you think might be on your same frequency? Would you still not share your dreams and ambitions with that person? No.
Yeah, Alex, that's different. That's I would say, as we get old, and this beautiful planet Earth, I would remember there's a saying, something like that. It's like, as you get old, you start losing you sight. I mean, you have problem with your eyes, but you gaining intuition. And sometimes you can get close to a person and you know exactly that person is the right person or not.
Yeah.
Just the way they talk, the way they move, their mannerism, the attitude, and that say, yes, I would be willing to share my dreams or what my vision is with that person. But I mean, sometimes you see people, because Alex, we have been there. You see people that say, no, this is not the type of people that I want in my team.
Yeah.
This type of people I want timing with. And I know my dreams have nothing to do with their dreams. I know. And then you get the other set, the dream stealer. That one day we need to talk about that. The one that tried to steal your dreams.
Yeah.
Love it. Dream stealers.
They're not pleased not to hear that you're heading in a different direction. They want to stop you. They want to steal it from you because they don't want you to go there. So yeah, as we grow and develop, and we get a vision exactly, when I see someone that is right, when I see someone that we have that same frequency, when I see someone that we know it, you feel it, you feel it in your gut, and then you'll be open to share your dream with that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, I thought you were gonna exactly what I was thinking, and you just said it, because that is so true. What happens is when you meet you talk to somebody. I mean, you're just having a rapport with someone, right? Immediately, by the conversation you have, that person's on the right vibration you're on.
Yeah.
It just happens with ease that you share what your shit in terms of what your dreams are and everything. It's not even an effort. It just comes off like, it just literally comes off like the tip of your tongue. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Because Gab, because I like listening to Les Brown, and he always says when you're trying to grow an organization, you can't do it on your own. But OQP, only quality people. It's not for everyone. You know, when you're trying to build an organization, and like Ricardo says, you kind of know the person when you're talking and a conversation, whether the person is not to be part of your organization. You know, obviously, you know whether the person might be for your organization because you're vibrating at the same frequency. But only quality people. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we can, and very good points there. So the things, as I was alluding to earlier, about that mindset, right? And these are the things, and what I'm saying, the people with the positive and the good mindset develop these skills here, right? Develop these skills to, I mean, to excellence, to a point of excellence, right? And it's part and parcel of their life or day-to-day life, right? So how they build their self-confidence, right? How you do that. There's ways for us to build our self-confidence. And you have to go out to do something sometimes uncomfortable, make the uncomfortable comfortable, right? Things like that to build our self-confidence, and we get better at it, right? Communication. I will say communication one-on-one. Learn how to communicate with people. It's a great thing. Communicate.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to take out, one of these massive courses. But I think we all know how to communicate. It's just knowing how to do it effectively.
Yeah.
And we can learn how to do that. Sorry, you're going to say something. I thought someone said something. Sorry. And communicating effectively. And that's how do we communicate? And what that means is learning how to listen.
Yes.
Let the person listen. And then when the time's come, you have something to say, right? But always listening to that to the person, and then learn to speak, and then and communicating effectively. And I always feel like that was it. I think I'm more of, I mean, it depends on it, but I like to listen to when I was younger, I was more of a listener. I think as I got older and confidence, I got to talk a lot more. But innately, I was a listener. I'd sit there and listen. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I love it because I always say to people use this one more than these ones.
Yeah.
And this one are the more important thing, because when you listen, you're gonna be able even to formulate the right questions to the person. The person is gonna give you information that you need to know. The person is gonna contribute for you to close up. If you're closing up a deal, a business, you just use this.
Yes.
Let the person, because everybody wants to be heard. They don't
Everyone
want
to be heard. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, they're not interested about what you have to say or your story. They're interested to unload it to you. You listen, and then you communicate. Man, I love that. I love that.
Well, no, exactly. And as you said, you've got two ears, one mouth. What's the reason for that? Why we've got 2 ears?
Well, you know, Gav, I think like you know, when I was younger, I was maybe down to my lack of self confidence. I was more of a listener, but now I get older. I think I kind of balance things out. I know when to listen and I know when to talk.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes you will talk at the wrong time and listen to things that literally you don't have to listen to. But the older I get, you know, I think probably I'm getting to be a better speaker and better communicator.
Yeah.
But Ricardo's right. We've got 2 ears for a reason and 1 mouth for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. And not even that. When you're listening to someone and you listen. I mean, I like to in a meeting. I'm in a meeting and I'm listening to certain people, and I love it because I go, let this man talk, and this lady talk, and I've worked out certain ways or certain things about you. I've listened, I've listened about you. So now I've assessed what everyone, you know, most people in the room, right? So when I have to say what I have to say, right, I have to also be careful what I say.
Yeah. You got to read the room. Yeah. Read the room. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So sometimes you say, no, fine, I can speak freely, but sometimes you can't because you don't want to upset someone. Because once you're there, mental, for that person, they don't want to even listen to you. Stop the brick wall in front of you, and you know what I mean, and they don't want to talk to you or listen to what you have to say. Done. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. I think I learned communication because of my mom flip flop. I was not that behavior. My mom was listen.
Wait, is it? Sorry, you just reminded me of school with a guy.
My mom was an old teacher. I mean, listen first. You need to listen there. And then when I ask you, you speak. I learn it.
Love it. I learn it. All right. So, all right. So the other thing is, consistency. Having consistency in what you do, what you do in things you do in order to drive that positive mindset. So consistency means all these, I'm thinking it just encompasses all these things which we talk about, in terms of communication, managing your time, listening more, punctuality, you know what I mean? Honesty, right? We want to talk about honesty, being transparent, and obviously networking, that's part of communication as well. How we communicate and how we do communicate with several people and keeping that and building that rapport. And lastly, having the empathy. What is happening? That's building, and that's to me is building emotional, part of emotional intelligence, right?
Intelligence, yeah.
Right. Having empathy, understanding how a person's feeling as well. And as I said, how you read the room when some people are talking, and you can see whether they're talking with some sort of resentment or something's bugging them or whatever, and you can read that, having empathy and understanding what they feel and how they had to communicate in order for you to I guess get your point across and for them to listen. So all those things, so all stuff. So again, what is it? We talked about the vibration, didn't we? Here we are, the positive energy vibration, the thoughts that you carry and what you think, right? And what you think and everything, it attracts. I'll tell you this is absolutely, I'm 100% on this, because I've always said to myself early in the days, really? Can this really be the case? Really? And I just tried to practice, and I practiced it, and I saw it happening, things happening around in my life, and things change. I mean, to the point where, I don't even know. I mean, as I said, things change. Everything in terms of what I didn't even know at the end of the day, I would end up hearing the other side of the world, right? I had no idea, but I did. And when people said to me, "Oh, I can't believe you're going that far away. You're far away from everybody, blah, blah, blah." It took my mental toughness and my mindset at the time, because I reckon if I was at a place earlier than that, I probably wouldn't have gone because I'm listening to what people say. But because I had that mental toughness and mindset, I said, listen, I've got to go out on my journey and make a life for myself and make things happen. Because wherever I go, I will make things happen. Is there things I like about Australia? A lot of things. Yes, there is things I like about Australia. But, there's certain things that you may not like. But having said that, there's a lot of things about Australia for me that I like. At the end of the day, I could always go, and I always did. I always do as well. Go back to the UK every now and again. I try and go every once or every 2 years or so, right? Because it's home for me as well. That's what I always think about. I had a dream. What do I want to do? And I said, would Australia be the place to do it? Yes, it can be. Let's do it. So that's how I did it. Despite a lot of people I knew, close friends, had a lot of friends in the UK, family, blah, 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 and despite it did. And it was tough. And it wasn't easy. But hey,
But that journey was unique to you, Gabs. No, to nobody else.
Exactly. You've got to have the insight sometimes to know what your journey is.
Yeah.
You have to feel it. It's almost like it's in your body. You're going, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling it. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. That's it.
But you know what? There was a particular presentation that Ricardo and myself did, and Ricardo, this was before we moved to the new place that you guys are doing the presentation.
Yeah,
I'm never going to forget when you said to me, but you know what, Alex, because I think it was somebody attended that presentation, and you said to me, what this person didn't realize is that I already had an image, a vision of where I wanted to be in the organization. I was thinking, damn, when I went to Costa Rica, I had a vision, an image in my mind of what I wanted to do and what I was going to do.
Absolutely.
So I think people who are vibrating at a high level already have the image of where they're going to be. Ricardo.
Gabriel, Alex, I will have to say, I need to say this. I mean, I was just listening to Gabriel when he's talking about consistency, the dream to Australia, how he feel it, how he probably saw it before he even got to Australia. He visualized it before he got to Australia. You did the same thing. You wanted to go to Costa Rica. You have a vision, Costa Rica. People give up too quickly their dream. This is the main problem. People give up too quickly. And they haven't had the first challenge and they're giving up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
This one is so easy that they give up too quickly. The big majority of people that have seen it, and you can see it through the history. All these Einstein, all these guys, before they hit the big bang, how many times they fail? How many times they have to be consistent? How many times they have to show perseverance? How many times they have to have that courage to go and say, you know what, I'm gonna make it happen. Because it's gonna happen, it's gonna be up to you. Not to me. It's a you dream.
Yeah.
People give up too easy. And this is a major problem also with mindset and with everything around. We are built that culture about giving up and changing every 5 minutes to something else.
Yes.
And not even focusing in what you have in front of them. I mean, I've seen it all the time with my kids, and they always said, my kid, well, you're gonna start this, you need to finish it. You come to me 5 minutes later and telling me that you don't want to do it because you saw something and no, you're gonna finish this. And then we're gonna discuss it. And if the other thing is better for you, we're gonna move on. But consistency, don't give up. And that's what you did, Gabriel. I mean, you said it all. I'm pretty sure, man, and you yearn to settle down over there. You have multiple stories about things that went in this way, went in a different way, went in the way you didn't want it, but you are still there. And you say, well, it didn't want today, but tomorrow I'm gonna make it a different way. Because this is the big things about mindset. It's about sometimes changing the pain in power and changing because it's gonna be a challenge. I love these people said they will come in the morning and say, today is gonna be a great day. I'm gonna kill it. It started raining outside, right? So I want to make it happen. They come outside, a car passing by, a paddle, the water came, get them wet. Oh my God, that's it. And they finish. Then they finish. They don't know what to do.
Oh my God, my day's done.
Look at me. Now this is when the consistency, that mindset, the power, the person say, well, you know what, I complete the work, but you know what, still what? I want to make it happen. You know, it could be worse. It could be worse. I'm still standing on my feet. Now it happened. Let me continue. That's it. And this is what happened to you. And this is what happened to you, you know, in Costa Rica, Alex. You know how many hiccups, how many things, and you're still now. And here's the reason.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
No, and what I was going to say on top of that, right? you see, on top of that is that when you do these things, right, the outcome is, because you've actually said, this is what I'm going to stay on this path, I'm going to do it becomes an amazing experience, right? Because all of a sudden you say, you know, things have happened to you. You're going to say, this is one of the best experiences or best points in my life, right? Because I've gone through this, you know, I would say all the obstacles and everything like that. But at the same time, you know, I've experienced many great things, because great things happen. Great things happen when we do these things. You know what I mean? People go around and go, if you do things that are mediocre and you just be complacent, you're going to get the complacent thing. You get the complacent results. No question about it, right? Do things that are great. You know, you push yourself a bit. You know, that gives you and that what gives you the self-confidence. You know, things like that. My gosh, amazing things happen. And my God, the amount of things that I've done, and I say to myself, and I've just done something because of my I can do attitude, right? The amount of things that have happened to me, and I'm going, whoa, wow, I achieved that because I said, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I tell you, what is a true testament to anything I can say in my life, I can look past, but recently, especially during COVID, right? The time of COVID, when, let me tell you something, it was a dark place for a lot of people, right? I never forget, I remember thinking to myself, I got to remain positive because I know we're going to get through this, but I must remain positive. Do the things that are going to make you feel good, whether it's my putting on my music or, you know what I mean, reading stuff or doing stuff, going out, you know, shooting I used to do is just shoot basketball or something like that. Because it's my body moving and just, you know, creating that, you know, creating those endorphins. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it is, think about it. I said to myself, I don't care what those people are saying. I don't care. I'm not looking at what they're putting on the TV. I just gotta do things. I gotta think about my family, right now, and I gotta make sure everything's okay in this family and everything. That's the thing I had to think about, and it had to create that positive mindset. Because I'll tell you what, let's face it. I'm sure some people experience it. A lot of kids at that time thinking, "What the heck is going on?" I mean, we didn't experience it. I know for a fact I've been through a lot of things, but when I looked at that and I said, I don't want my kids to be totally affected by this to a point. So have to be a positive mindset. And because of the things I've learned in the past, I've got to transfer that into my household and make sure everybody's good. So that was it. Yeah, man. So it was again, the confidence there, and it feels action and knowing what you want. Right, believing in yourself as well, believing in yourself, because that is so important. Believing in yourself and what you can do. All right, so.
But it's not easy, is it, Gab? It's not easy because people think when people find gold or diamond, they think, oh, but what they don't realize, gold and a diamond has to go through a tough process of change. If it doesn't go through a process, it can never be gold. And it can never be a diamond. So you have to go through those highs and those lows. It builds up character, as we used to say. It builds up resilience, to move forward. If you want to obtain that thing, you have to go through that process. Nothing is easy. So we're not here to say, oh, it's easy. You can just read a few books. You have to go out there and do it, no matter what the circumstances are. You have to go through the furnace of fire to be tested. Yeah, gold goes through a procedure. A diamond goes through a procedure to become a diamond.
Exactly.
So
diamond in the rough.
A diamond in the rough.
The diamond in the rough.
Yeah. Ricardo, sorry, you want to say something, Ricardo, before we go to the last step?
Alex, you said it. There is nothing easy.
No.
There easy left long time ago on a bus. Easy's gone. And it's the same thing. We go back again. How people want easy, guys, it's not so easy, but if you show consistency and you put the work and you do it, as you said, Gabriel, I want to do it. And for me, you said something quite important. you wanted to keep your kids, your family motivated going through the dark time, but you didn't sit down. I said to them in a dinner table, everybody sit down. You grab a book and say, well, this is a book about motivation. No, you went out there and you did it. You wake up in the morning, go get the basketball, because this is how you motivate people with your attitude. You showing up, showing them how it needs to be done rather than telling them what to do. You know what I mean? You know, you went down there and you did it. And that was the ingredients of, getting everything together. You know,
well said, Ricardo. Well said.
Well said, man. So, takeaway, and or say the call to action, right, is whatever. If you're feeling whatever is in your life, and you want to, you have a dream where you want to be, visualize your dream and visualize where you want to be. That's one thing. One thing is that you've got to shift your way of shift your thinking, and that shifting of thinking will start to change your life, right? Practice the gratitude, right? And these are affirmations and visualizations of, as I said, what you want, where you want to be. It's like dreaming, but you visualize it every day where you want to be, and things will start to happen, right? I visualize, I want to be, maybe it's one of those things where don't want to be doing the same job that I'm doing right now, right? I want to be, financially free, where I can go off and be free to do other things, but same time I've got an income coming in, things like that. If you visualize it, think about it every day, and do the little steps, set your goals and everything like that, things will start to happen. No question about that. All right. So and the other thing is obviously starting each day, every day in the morning, believe in yourself. Wake up in the morning and say, right, how do I feel? Right, great. You know what I mean? And you got to get up. And not everyone wakes up in the morning feeling great. I get it. I'll be honest. Some days I don't feel great, but I gotta get up sometimes. I get up in the morning. I stand up and I go, right, what's going to keep me motivated? I go, right, let me do my little stretches, do my breakfast, and gets my body going. And then I'm feeling better. And then I'm going, right, let me, I'm ready to tackle what I need to tackle, right? And that's the thing. So success in life, right? It all just begins in that mind. If you feel you want success in your, it's in the mind, right? So think it, feel it, and live it, right?
Brilliant. All right, Ricardo, do you want to say anything before we go into the live chat? I think there's been some questions. Is there anything else? No.
I think I already in my mind getting ready for part 2. Next we have part 2. This is too good. It needs to be a part 2.
Let me go into the live chat. Oh, dearie me. All right, so we've got one here from the English Conversation Club. This is a brilliant podcast. Thank you for that. Is this something? Is this something that should be taught in schools, Ricardo? Is this something should be taught in schools?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ricardo.
Absolutely.
He's looking at the flip flop.
No, not the flip flop. Not the flip flop. You know, we are living in different times, so this kid can't scare.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely, in a serious note, I think mindset should be taught at any levels and everywhere, because but there is a big thing. I mean, Alex, you and me have been around schools for a quite long time.
Yeah.
And we've seen how things have been pushing up, through the year. You probably have more experience about and what happened over here, because you went to school here. I came yesterday, but what I seen even in the schools, that we built up that kind of culture, like or you try to do something, oh no, it's just too hard for you, we would do something else. Don't worry about that. We switch to rather than, wait, you could do it. Probably not today, but tomorrow. But you need to persevere. You need to put a little bit of work. Is that the mindset that you want to build? Yes, no, rather than shifting and moving and doing something else easy or easier because today you can't do it. So yes, mindset is something that it needs to be taught to the school every single level, because later on these kids are gonna come out of school and they're gonna be the one gonna be doing jobs and facing the world and helping other people. And if build up, not even in school, I think it should be started from home. If it's not built up in there, then we can see the problems that we're seeing nowadays in this society. When people give up for everything, people give up from their relationship, people give up from their jobs, people give up from everything that they try to get into too quickly.
Yeah,
Right. So I do believe that. Yeah.
Are there any books you can recommend, Gabriel?
Yeah, there is actually. There's a few books. Let me just. I'll tell you, this is a. What's that book here? Okay, there is 2 books somewhere. I've got another one. I've got another. There's the book. I'm trying to remember the other. So I've got this one here, which I had from David J. Schwartz. Right. So he's a great writer, David J. Schwartz. Right. He's and this is the magic of thinking big. Right. There's also another one by Norman Vincent Peale, which I can't find it here, but I have it, which is the magic, which is also the power of positive thinking, right? And this is another.
Les Brown talk about a lot.
Yeah.
Les Brown talk about a book a lot.
Yeah. And there's also this book here. I read back in the day. What to say to yourself when you talk to yourself, and this is about affirmations.
Nice.
Wow.
Affirmations of what you think. So you say things like have negative thoughts, and then what do you say when you have the negative thoughts to counteract it? And it just makes you start thinking about what's going in your subconscious, and then you start putting those positive affirmations, and then the point to your brain starts really start to think things in a positive way. Absolutely. Wow, that was actually a really good book, right? So that's by Shad Helmsletter, all right?
Brilliant.
All right. So there's a few. I mean, I got these are books from. I'm telling you, these are books from what I bought in the 90s. All these books are in the 90s. And I've got a whole load of books which are sitting there, but absolutely magic. I just want to sit there and read it. And now I've got a lot of the books on my Kindle. Somehow I've got them in a Kindle on my Kindle as well. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Ricardo, are there any other books, Ricardo, that you can probably recommend?
Yeah, I got a couple of them here. What do I say? Oh no, it's like you guys don't collapse, please. I would say I will recommend people to read Relentless for Tim Grover, which is basically the guy who used to be a physical trainer from Kobe Bryant and also Michael Jordan. And this is really good. Now, if you are getting really into a winning mindset and you don't mind a little bit of a hard vocabulary, I will recommend Winning as well. The Untouchable Race of the Greatness by Tim Grover as well. Again, these 2 books, we talk about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant mentality to win and the things that they had to go through to get all the rings and different things. And difference between them. So there's two big books talk about athletes, but they are really, really into that winning mindset and not giving up and putting the work. So I would recommend it.
Never give up attitude. Yeah, absolutely. Those two. Absolutely.
Wicked. I'm going to recommend just a couple. Got quite a few actually. So the first one I'll probably recommend is Viktor E. Frankl, which was recommended by Les Brown. Man's Search for Meaning. I mean, it's about the struggle of this gentleman who survived Auschwitz. And we're talking about literally going through the furnace of fire and just trying to remain positive. This is a great book, Man's Search for Meaning. Norman Vincent Peale, another book I got from Agadir in Morocco, Stay Alive All Your Life. I mean, this guy, amazing. Wonderful book, really, really good book.
Yeah, well, I need to get this too.
Yeah, I got a whole lot more, but maybe we can review some books for future podcasts. Gabriel, do you want to say something else, Gabs, you want to say something else? No.
No. I'm just saying, great. Norman Vincent Peale. I mean, yeah. He's just written some great stuff. I mean, this guy's. I mean, wow. He's from back in the day, and it still applies to today. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Gabs, there's a question for you here. Gabriel, is there one part of mindset important than another?
Well, that's a good question. Is there one part of a mindset important than the other? All I can say is, I'll keep it simple here, right? One part of your mindset that's important, I think, is your positive mindset. Because you will have a negative mindset as well. Because you're fighting, it's competing as well. No question about it. You have things in that feeding your mind with that negative mindset. So it's knowing how to have that mindset, that positive mindset, which is to be far stronger and more important to you than your negative mindset.
Yeah. Well,
can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want people here in the audience to understand that we go through problems as well, right? We go through challenges.
We're human.
I don't want people to think I'm like this, and I want people to understand that it's okay to go to that dark place, but the difference between us is that we don't remain there for too long.
Yeah.
Right? But we are humans, okay? I don't want people to think that we three are kind of superheroes.
No. Believe you me, there are times we all face them. Believe you me, negative thoughts come into our head at times because you see and everything like that. So, and again, as I said, sometimes it's being aware.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
But yes, just being aware. That's the bit. So again, being conscious that those things you're having a negative moment and going, well, how do I? Okay, let me shift that. I can see it, and then let me shift it, and then shift it to think something positively.
Yeah. Ricardo, I'm not sure if you do it in your school, but over the last couple of years in my school, we usually do the zones of regulation. Do you do that at all?
Yeah.
So we check in with the children. Are you in the green zone, the blue zone, the yellow, or the red zone? So the fact of the matter is, you can identify what zone you're in, but the challenge is getting yourself out of that zone, giving you, teaching yourself those skills. All right, I know I'm in the blue zone, whatever that means to you, and I know how to get out of that. So there are techniques. We teach the children those techniques, how to identify what zone you're in and how to get yourself out of those zones. And like Abel says, I think the difference is we know what zones we're in, but we know how to get ourselves out because we know the techniques. And Ricardo's right. We're not superheroes. We're human. We're all human. We have good days, we have bad days, but we know how to get ourselves out of those ruts that we are in.
Because the thing is, and I'll talk about, when I talk about mental health, in that aspect of things, people who don't know how to get them things out of it, obviously go into a downward spiral
Yeah.
and don't know how to feel that they can't get themselves out of that negative mindset, and they're depressed, blah blah blah, you know, and those kind of things. And that's another aspect of it where it gets quite chronic, right? So, I mean, that's, as I said, that's an aspect. But as we say, and they need help, and there's things that, you know, obviously there's techniques in terms of where they have to go to get that help and everything like that. But as I said, within ourselves, if we feel we you know, obviously we're fine, but you're finding that times you things are, you know, negative, things are coming to you, and you feel like, okay, try the technique of learn how to switch it over and develop that mindset. That's that positive mindset. That's going to and it's a technique and it's practice. Do you know what I mean? It's practice. I'm not saying it doesn't happen overnight. It's practice, and then you get there. Yeah.
All right. So that's come to an end of another really interesting and joyful, for me anyway, at least, podcast with my brother and my cousin. So Ricardo, thank you again, man. Thank you again.
Well, listen, I said to you, I'm ready for part 2. Listen. No, this is being amazing. I hope the audience and people, you know, go tons of values and notes, but his mindset is something that is so, underrated, underestimated, and there's too much to talk about it, man. And now Gary was moving into a different zone. Now we're talking about mental health, which could be a different day. You know, we need to go through it because it's there happening. It's quite linked to that positive mind to move out or come out of that. I mean, I love these topics. I think this podcast like the last one we did have been amazing. You know, thanks for inviting me in. I really appreciate it.
And last but not least, Gabriel, man, thanks for coming back and leading the podcast, man.
That's all right. Well, it was wonderful, man. I love this. You know what I mean? If I can help anyone there move to that, that to me is just wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So, quick heads up. So in May, we're going to have let's say an entrepreneur, a businessman who's going to come on as a starring guest on our podcast. So that'll be happening in May. But again, the call to action, if you're wanting someone to coach you, namely Gabriel or Ricardo, I have left their contact details in the description box below. So if you're wanting to speak to them or get some advice, I'm not sure whether you have to pay a price, but the details are there if you need to reach out to them. But for me, on the opportunity forum, I think it's been this is the second one that we've done. This one was really good. This one was really, really good.
Alex, so I think we need to find a name for this podcast. I mean, I don't know, the Three Musketeers. You know.
Oh man, I was thinking about racketeers. Anyway, there you go.
Well, you know what? I might put it out there, innit, Ricardo? I mean, a little competition for the viewers. If they can come with a name for the podcast, then
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, let the viewers to come out with a name. I love it.
Brilliant. All right, guys. So that's it. So we'll be back next week, Saturday, same time, same place, just a different day. So from Ricardo, Gabriel, and myself, have a great weekend. And remember, it's not about competing. It's about creating. Have an open mind to create whatever you want to create, and visualize where you want to be. Yeah, have an image. I'm going to be here next year. I'm going to be in this country next year, or I'm going to be in Cuba next year, Ricardo. Anyway, guys, take care. I'll speak to you very, very soon. See you later. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.